So Ayurveda recommends a special dietary that we should follow to live a healthy lifestyle to make sure that sickness doesn't enter the body. We call it the 8 aspects of eating, the rules of dietetics. Briefly, I will sum it up for you, but in videos to come, we will go on each one more in detail so that you have a better idea of what it is. First thing we need to consider when we eat is the nature of food. It means if the food is hot in potency, cold in potency, is easy to digest, difficult to digest, the region it's coming from. Food has its own nature, and we tend to look at the nature of food for supplements or nutritions or vitamins that we eat. Like if you're a household of 4 or 5 people all eating the same meals, you find that 1 or 2 may have a nutrition deficiency or a vitamin deficiency, and you ask yourself, why is it that we're all eating the same foods but one has a nutrition or vitamin deficiency? It's very simple. Is that each of us are individuals, and our body will digest food and assimilate food individually and differently from everyone else. It's not what you eat that's important, it's what you can digest it. So knowing your body type, knowing what foods are good for you, what foods that may have a detrimental effect on your health, these are really important. I would advise to consult an Ayurvedic physician to get some information on your body type and get some guidelines as to what's good for your body and what's not so good for your body. We have to understand the body, the way it works. Remember, certain foods you can eat at certain times, certain foods you shouldn't be eating at certain times. To give you an example, if you eat meals very late, if you're eating things like red meat or things that are difficult to digest, it takes about 8 to 9 hours to digest in your system. And you need to give yourself time for it to digest. You can't go to bed while food is digesting, because this is when you will battle with things like constipation, gas, bloating, acid reflux, various other conditions will be. It's important to eat and give yourself enough time for digesting food. You'll rather eat during the day between 10 till about 4, 5, 6 o'clock, where you can have your larger meals. You'll give your body enough time to digest it before you get to bed. So the trick is to eat breakfast like a child, to eat lunch like a king or a queen, and your supper like a pauper, a very small supper. Because if you follow a certain rule, which means eat your last meal at 6 and your next meal the next day around 11, you've automatically done a 16-hour fast, which means you've only got 8 hours to eat any other meals, and in 8 hours you don't need to eat as much to keep your body sated. In order to keep your body sated, you'll need the various tastes that satisfies the body. The tastes are sweet, sour, bitter, astringent, and pungent. Perfect plates of food that will give you these benefits would be a little bit of rice, a little bit of dal, a little bit of curry, a little bit of pickle, just to go on the Indian dietaries. So this will give your body all the nutrients it needs, and it will satisfy the body. Because what happens is, when we do eat, we have a tendency of just eating while we're doing other things. So we're busy on the phone, busy watching TV, busy listening to music, and we're eating in between this. We're not concentrating on eating food. So after you eat your meals, you'll consider whether you had enough. You'll tend to dish out a little bit more just to keep your body satisfied. But if you're aware when you're eating, or conscious of when you're eating, you'll find that after eating at a certain amount, a certain burp, you'll have a burp. This burp basically means your body is satisfied. Anything else you put into the system after that burp is regarded as poison for your system, because your body will not be able to digest it well, it won't assimilate well. It will just give your body much more work to do, make you more tired, and you'll find that after eating you feel very lazy. And if you're having meals that don't have these flavors, you'll find that after eating your first round and the second round, 20 minutes later, you want to dig in the cupboards to find something sweet to eat. But you didn't realize that if you choose the rice properly, it will give you the sweetness that your body needs. But because you gulped it down, your body didn't feel that sweetness. Remember, the taste is in your mouth. So chew your food at least 24 times. The saliva is there to break down the food. Your teeth are there to crush the food even further. So let it go down easy, so there's less work for the system to do when the food goes down. So that is the nature of food. It's also the time of food that you eat. Combination of the food is the next one, which is very important. Remember, your kitchen is your pharmacy, and the food is the medicine. So if you know how to mix your foods well and combine your foods well, process the foods well, you're basically digesting medicine on a daily basis, but good tasting medicine. So when we talk about combinations, we talk about two types of food mixed together and what you would get, what will be the result. If you eat something that has a cold potency mixed with a hot potency, for example, if you have hot tea and cold milk, it will hinder your digestion. Get something like ghee. Ghee will give you a million different benefits on its own. And if you get honey, honey will give you another million different benefits on its own. But if you mix these two together, it becomes poisonous for you. Especially if you mix it 50-50, it becomes poisonous. 60-40, 45-55, that's okay. But if you mix it equal quantities, it will become poisonous for you. Something else is fish and milk. Each individual, they have a million different properties. But if you mix fish with milk while you're eating or cooking, you'll tend to have skin allergies like eczema, psoriasis, shingles. So it doesn't mean eating healthy stuff or combining healthy stuff is actually good for you. You need to understand the combinations, how you're combining foods, how you're processing foods. Some people cannot eat yogurt at night or after 6. If you eat yogurt after 6, what happens, it will obstruct the tissues and you will end up with arthritis, osteoarthritis and other bone damages and joint damages. But if you took the same yogurt and you process it, mix it vigorously, it will turn into something called butterfat. And butterfat will heal the arthritis and heal the bones and the joints. Food that's cooked and eaten within 3 to 4 hours is most healthiest. Anything after 3 to 4 hours, the potency or the nutritional value of that food will go down. And especially if you leave it as leftovers, we call it a term called flunk, FLUNC. F means frozen food, L means leftover food, U means uncooked food, except for fruits and vegetables, N milked food, which is killing animals or killing to eat, and C, canned foods. Unfortunately, our lifestyle will dictate that these are the most convenient foods to eat because of work and social life. But unfortunately, these are the types of food that causes sicknesses in your body. We need to eat healthy, we need to eat seasonal, and that's one of the other aspects, is seasonal food. Wherever you live, nature will provide the types of food that is good for your body. So that's what you'll find. There's a potato season, there's a tomato season, there's a carrot season, there's a banana and mango season. Because wherever you live, nature will provide the most nutritious food for you that will satiate the body and give your body all the nutrients that it actually needs. So going forward with this year, it's not only the types of food you eat, the combinations, the processing of foods, it's also the person that's eating the food. Again, you need to go back to what body type you are and what foods are good for you and what foods are not good for you. This is where, again, you need to consult an Ayurvedic physician who will guide you along that.